It's the new buzzword. But you don't know where to start in your own company or in your own business or how to begin your AI journey. Well, in this episode, we'll show you tips, tricks, and specific processes at Nozbe that we've improved using AI. How we started and where it's going. And it's going, and we're very excited. So, we'll share some practical solutions that you can implement uh, today and see your results immediately. So, let's get going and let's talk about AI, where it starts, how it goes, and what's next for it in our company, in our productivity. And how can AI leverage your productivity? How you can get more done thanks to AI. Hi, I am Michael Sliwinski, CEO and founder of Nozbe. And today I have prepared, I'm going solo in this episode of the 19th episode of No Office Podcast. And I have a presentation for you, for those who are watching on YouTube and not just listening. But to all who are listening, you will catch up. The visual presentation is for these watching so that they don't get bored looking at me. So there we go. AI at Nozbe. So let's go. Let's start from the beginning. AI, also known as artificial intelligence, is a series of technologies that everyone's talking about right now. And you know, AI used to be that scary thing in from the Terminator movies, like like AI is going to take over the world. It's going to take over the human race, but it's not like that. But now we see what AI can be, and we've been using ChatGPT for a few years now, and I think ChatGPT was the first glimpse into what AI can be, and it became kind of real when you would, talk to ChatGPT. You would ask Chat a question, and it would answer to you, and it would answer quite logically, or carefully, or not carefully. It will lie to you, but the idea that finally computers can talk to us and we can have conversations with them is groundbreaking. But AI, it's not just chatbots. There are more technologies surrounding AI that help you create better videos, movies, audio, and automate your work and really improve your productivity. Um, and also there is the whole risk and the whole question about risks of this kind of technology. Is it really that good, or does it lie too much to us or hallucinate? And the most important question of all, will it take our jobs? So uh, let's talk about it. Let's see where we go from here. And in this episode, I will start by sharing how we started using AI in our company, how I started using AI professionally in my creative work, how it helps me be more creative and be more productive. And later, I'll show many more examples. So stay tuned. All right. So before that, let's talk about the jobs thing. Will AI take our jobs? Well, the short answer is uh, no. The longer answer is not really, but it's in some cases yes. So I will give you some ideas today, some examples where some professions will have to adapt and will have to change because of AI. But the most, like, if I would want you to take away one thing from this podcast, is that AI is at best in automating tedious tasks. Because in any creative endeavor, like I love working on Nozbe. I've been doing it for almost 19 years. In fact, we'll be celebrating 19 years of Nozbe in February. More about that soon. And I love my work. I love working on Nozbe, but sometimes there are tedious tasks that I have to do. I have to perform, and I don't like them. They are boring. They're not interesting. But if I can automate them, if I can let AI do it, I can then focus on creative work. Just like today, like this presentation that you see now has been created by AI. I have created very good notes for this presentation. uh, like really good notes. Let's see, I have uh, yeah, more than 1,500 words of notes for this presentation. And then based on that, AI has created this presentation. It has exported this presentation to a PowerPoint format. Then later I imported it to Keynote and I tweaked it a little bit and it's done. So it gives you kind of superpowers. Like you can do things quickly, which you wouldn't do before. And as with any technology, every technology changes the job market. So the thing is that, when I, you know, when I was young, a phone was a thing on the wall that would ring in a home. Now a phone is basically a supercomputer in our pocket. So it's a completely different situation. So, and with each technology, there are new jobs to be had. All the jobs are going away. Like I have three daughters, and to them, the most respectable job right now is not a policeman or fireman, is a YouTuber. So, you know, who would have thought like 20 years ago that there will be a job called YouTuber, So that's the whole thing. It changes. AI will change the job market as any technology did. Now the question is, how do we adapt to it? We recorded this podcast, this Polish version of this podcast, Nie ma biura, earlier today with my buddy, with my coworker, Paul, who is our video guy. And he is not afraid of AI. He knows he's going to have his job, but his job is going to be easier and he's going to be able to have superpowers to get more done. All right. So let's talk about the AI in practice. So first of all, I remember for me, the epiphany was when I started asking ChatGPT or Perplexity instead of Googling things. Because, for example, I have the Perplexity Pro, thanks to my mobile provider. And I realized that when I asked Perplexity, when I asked AI about a question, it will not only give me a good, thorough answer, but it will also give me links to the sources of that answer. And when it gives you the links to the sources, you can look it up. You can make sure to check it out. Or it links even to videos from YouTube that have these answers. So it's really, really good. And it's really, really good at answering questions. So that's the first way I would encourage you to start using AI. Just use it as the place where you ask questions and you look at the answers. So that's why I understand now that Google is pushing so much Gemini and is pushing so much for AI, because they know that their traditional Google search is going away, because people will no longer Google things. They will ask AI about things. Second thing, learning. I think my daughter blew my mind the first time, because I realized my daughter was using ChatGPT, and I asked her, like, why would you use ChatGPT? What do you use it for? And I was thinking, as an adult, a suspecting adult, that maybe she is cheating on tests or asking AI to write essays for her. But no, what she was doing, she was using AI as a tutor. She was asking AI questions, or she was asking AI to prepare questions for her according to what she had to learn. She would answer these questions, and she would ask AI to grade it, to assess it. So it's like, you get a feedback loop. You get a sparring partner that you can, talk to and get immediate feedback, get information back. And of course, you have to still make sure that it doesn't hallucinate, it doesn't lie to you, but it's a very, very useful situation. I think for learners, for people who like learning and are curious about the world, AI is a great window to that world. It's a great way of feeding this curiosity. Then, data analysis. One of the things that I love about AI is how it summarizes lots of data. So, for example, the other day I wanted to do some thorough analysis of our sales data of Nozbe. So I put an Excel document into Claude AI. We use Claude AI a lot in our company. We have the premium version of Claude. And when I asked Claude, I said, this is our sales data. Now tell me how many customers we have on the plans of 1 to 3 people, and it would give me that. And then it would give me a thorough analysis on customers on each plan. And I would ask it again. Okay, then how many of, how much percent of these, are total of our customers? Like I could, I could endlessly ask questions about the data that I fed to the AI. And I think it's brilliant because it's the way to analyze data, again, to ask questions, to get feedback, and to be able to process lots of data, without just reading, rereading things, or like in my case, in data analysis, I didn't have to create additional, Excel sheets, additional formulas, because I could do that and I know how to do that, but it would take me much more time than simply asking AI questions and it analyzing the data and it giving me answers. So great. Another another thing, and this is where translators should fear a little bit for their work. That's why they have to kind of pivot. Is that you can basically use AI to translate things for you. I am a regular columnist for iMagazine, a leading lifestyle magazine in Poland. I have a productivity column there every month. And what I do basically is I write always a column in English because I'm Polish, but so I'm not a native English speaker, but I'm used to writing in English. Nozbe has always been a global application. We've always had lots of American customers and global customers. So English is basically my first language for communicating and writing. And if you go to my michael.team blog, you will see that I have many more articles and essays in English than in Polish. That's why I prefer to write in English. But then I can ask AI to translate this thing to Polish using my style, because I can teach also AI my style of writing in Polish by feeding it's my Polish essays. Excuse me. And then what happens is that I get a Polish translation, which is my style, and then I just review the translation. Of course, I read it like twice and edit it, but it's much easier for me to edit it in Polish than to write it in Polish again or translate it myself, even though I could, of course, because at the end of the day, I want the essay to first be published in Polish in the iMagazine, but also in English on my blog, on michael.team blog. So if you want to check it out how it works, like if you go to michael.team/core, you can read my essay on core hours, and then also there is a Polish version for the iMagazine magazine. And then automation. And automation is very interesting. There are many uh, mm, automation techniques that are based on AI. Even right now on the iPhone and I mean in iOS and macOS, you can already use shortcuts, and then in the shortcuts you can use AI to go through things for you, which is brilliant. Um, I'm going to share some of these shortcuts very soon with you, how we do it in Nozbe. And this way you can do something in seconds. Like you can really basically delegate stuff to AI. Please AI, convert this to something else. And even that, conversion and any kind of conversion, AI is very good in that. So if you want to convert a text from one format to another, if you want to convert some data to another form of data, or any other form, AI can do that for you automatically. You don't have to search for apps that convert things. You don't have to search for dedicated converters. It can do it completely for you, which is brilliant. It saves time and it gets you the results you need. And also, um, uh, reels and video. It's something that Paul, our videographer, is doing. After we record this podcast, Paul automatically with AI creates a transcription of this podcast episode. And then after that, it asks, Paul asks AI to create um, 3 scripts for 3 catchy Reels videos that we could record to promote this podcast, to promote this video. And it's great. Like it works great because AI is analyzing the transcript. It's preparing, these scripts. It finds three key points that it can promote, and then later, we have something to work with because I can then edit the script. Of course, I always edit the script. Like the human comes like last. So I go and edit the script, and then I try to say it. I record it for Paul, and then we have a great script for the video. So again, it saves us lots of time because we are doing it based on what we want to achieve. But on the other hand, it's still us. It's still authentic because it's still a script that I'm saying. It's still the script that I want to say. So it's you know all these ideas of how to use AI are very good and very uh, efficient, always provided when you are, as a person, um, the last person to check what AI has produced. You have to check the calculations. You have to check the translations. You have to always check the finished materials. It's like AI is great to help you, to be your assistant, but the buck stops with you. You have to go through it. You have to edit it. You have to make sure that it's authentic, that it's you, that it's what you want to convey. So it's really great. It's really saves time, but on the other hand, uh, it still lets you be you and lets you be creative because at the end of the day, I don't want be sp- I don't want to be spending time, for example, on translating from English to Polish or Polish to English, even if I could, because it would take me lots of time. But then I do love editing the Polish article to make sure that it's me, to make sure that I read it, several times, to make sure that I hit the right spots, the right points. So that's me. That's, AI helps me do that, helps me be more creative. Um, but there's more. We can use AI for for many different things, and I want to show you even more examples that go beyond the six that I mentioned here. But we'll do that after a short break, where because another thing that makes you more productive, that makes you a better person, a more efficient person, is of course Nozbe, our app. So let's hear from our customer how Nozbe helps you get more things done.
When we've been around for about 10 years, our business has, and we've been using Nozbe for about 8 of those years. And as we grew, we kind of got to the point where I just couldn't remember everything anymore. I'm pretty organized. I would just kind of keep everything in my head and with post-it notes and things like that. And it just got to be too much. And so I started looking around for some sort of project management software that could help me set up really a trusted system. But really, I just wanted a system where I could know that I had everything in there. I wasn't going to forget anything. I wasn't going to drop any balls for our clients or miss deadlines.
All right. So let's go back to our presentation. And as I mentioned, these 6 tips how to use AI are great, but you have to make sure that you check the calculations, check the translations, and check final materials, that you're always the last person to touch them before you send them over. Because just relying on AI to do the job for you is not what it's all about. It's about being creative. It's about you being you being authentic. And this is, I think, the most important takeaway. But speaking of authenticity, there are different ways to use AI which are authentic-ish. So let's talk about them. All right. So I call this section in my presentation creepy AI. So something that is actually mind-blowing when you think about it, and can go off as not so authentic. So let's talk about voice. Um, as you can hear, I can speak English, but as you can also hear, my accent is not beautiful British or beautiful American. My accent is somewhere in between English, American English, and Eastern European Polish. Sometimes people think I'm Russian or something. So like it's like that. And the thing is, I haven't uh, um, I haven't been living in the US or in the UK. I visited these places many times, but my English comes from years of learning and practicing. And as much as I want to practice, my English will never be perfect. It will never have this beautiful accent. I will never sound as smart as the British people. So um, very often that was my problem, that I was pretty self-conscious about this when I was publishing content, publishing tutorials for Nozbe customers, because very often I would get feedback from American customers, especially that um, my tutorial was very good, but my accent was kind of off-putting because it was my Polish English accent. So we tried something with Paul. That we uploaded lots of my audio in Polish to ElevenLabs. There is this app called ElevenLabs, and it will just process my audio. I had to approve it and I had to verify it, and it's brilliant. It's something, and it's kind of uncanny valley, because now Paul can use this account that I created with my voice to basically ask me to say anything, and the AI voice, my AI voice would be created, and in Polish it will just sound like me, but in English my accent would be a bit different. My accent would be more British and more pure. So it wouldn't be so Eastern European, but it still sounds like me, which is very weird. It's very weird, I'm telling you. But also, I can tell you that we will try to put my voice like this in some of our materials, some of our tutorials where my face is not needed, where it's not like here. Here, I will be always speaking my voice with my accent, whether you like it or not. But in tutorials, in Nozbe materials where my face is not needed, where all people want is for me to tell a story, this way, Paul can try to use my voiceover in a good Michaelish English accent. So if you want to try it with your voice, give it a try. It's something, you know, as I mentioned, it's uncanny valley. It's weird. Um, Video. Uh, there are many apps, like was this famous Sora that creates video. Uh, yeah, it's also kind of creepy and it's kind of weird. And there are many videos, AI videos already on the social platforms that you can see. Um, I We still don't use them much. We prefer to record our own videos, me here standing in front of the camera, all that. But Paul has been starting to use some videos, some clips as B-roll. When the B-roll is pretty good, when the B-roll doesn't look so AI, when the B-roll is just needed and he cannot find a clip that he wants, because we also pay for for real clips, B-roll clips. But still, if we can find something that that works, then we also use it. And finally, Notebook LM. Notebook LM is an app from Google. It's fantastic. It's something also kind of uncanny valley, because what you can do there is you create a new notebook and you can put some materials there, and based on that, it generates a podcast of two people speaking about it. Of course, it also serves as learning notebook, so we can ask it questions about the material, ask you to verify your knowledge, all that. But it also creates this podcast. If you want to know how it sounds, if you want to give it a try, I've been using Notebook LM to convert my essays into podcast episodes on the podcast FM. So if you go to the podcast.fm, you can subscribe to my podcast, and the only thing I record there is the intro, and then later the two AI co-hosts, a woman and a man, are discussing concepts from my essay. Again, it's uncanny valley. It sounds interesting, but it's also a great way to consume my content, to listen to my essay without actually having someone read it for you, but have a discussion about my essay. And it's just 10 minutes every episode, so it's not long, but I think it's very interesting. So I encourage you to check it out at thepodcast.fm. So that's that. Um, and now, let's talk about Nozbe and AI. So, as I mentioned, we've started using AI. I mean, quite a few years ago, but last year was when we really doubled down on AI, on using AI in our work, in how we work. We started experimenting with AI, experimenting with AI features. Um, like 2025 was the year of AI for us internally, and now in February, we will have a webinar. We'll host a webinar about Nozbe AI. So you can sign up at nozbe.com/webinar. It's we haven't had a webinar in a while, so make sure to check it out. Um, it's going to be me showing you some of the AI features that are coming already in February to Nozbe, and more features coming later in the year, and more ideas for features that we have. Um, so make sure to check it out. It's on the 10th of February. So go to nozbe.com/webinar to sign up. Um, now, with Nozbe, as you know, like our company is completely customer founded. Um, we don't have any any investors. We are not a startup per se because we don't have investors. We don't have VC funding. We are funded. We are bootstrapped. We are funded by you, by our listeners, by our customers, and because of that, we like what we do. We serve you basically, and I take. I mean, but I personally we take your customer data really seriously. We have a triple layer backup. So our database of all Nozbe's customers is replicated in real time to two different data centers. All data centers are located in the EU, so they are subject to GDPR rules. So very, very strict privacy rules. And we do all that to make sure that we never lose anyone's task, anyone's project. Like we don't want to do that. We like it would be our biggest nightmare. So we make sure that we never lose your data. And with that, we can we have an infrastructure like this that even if our main server blows up now, you won't even notice it because we will quickly switch to a different server and you will get the data from the different server, and like if nothing happened, like you will continue using Nozbe like if nothing happened. So that's our goal. That's the way we operate. That's why with AI is the same thing. We don't want customers' data to go and be feeding any models that we don't control. That we will never send customers' data to OpenAI or Google Gemini because because of privacy. We don't want this to happen. That's why. So that's why we are taking it a little bit slowly with AI rollout in our app. But we want to make sure that the rollout is correct. It's according to our values, and it's according to our philosophy. So let's go about. So again, as I mentioned, 2025 it was a year of our experimenting. In 2026, we are rolling out Nozbe AI features. The first features will demo will be about adding tasks, creating projects. So to see them, again, I encourage you to sign up for our webinar, nozbe.com/webinar. But we have more ideas that will simplify adding tasks later in the year. Then they will analyze the tasks. They will give you some suggestions. And for that, we have set up our own AI server with our own AI model to make sure that that whenever we send customer data to our model, it stays there and it's being fed back to Nozbe, and it doesn't go away to feed any of the commercial models. So we've built an infrastructure for that. I think it's going to be great. So make sure to sign up for our webinar to check it out in February. I'm really excited. But again, as you can see, what happened was that we first started using AI ourselves to make sure that we just don't put AI to Nozbe because it's cool and everybody thinks it's trendy. But we decided we're going to add AI when it's useful, when we understand its usefulness, and when we can ship something that is genuinely great. And that's our idea. Mm, So, to summarize, how like the how was the impact of AI on productivity, according to my experience and our experience in the team? So, as I mentioned, faster data analysis. You can test different things. Uh, you can test different things quickly. As I mentioned, I could analyze our sales data by just asking Claude some questions. The same goes to pricing. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, Nozbe will celebrate 19 years in February, 19 years of doing business. And all these 19 years, we've been profitable. And thanks to you, thanks to our customers, thanks to your support. And we want to keep doing that. I believe that I have the best job in the world. I love helping others get more productive. I love the fact that I'm serving you and helping you be better, do better, be better organized, you and your team. And this is my calling, and I love it, and I'm excited every day to work on that. Um, but of course, I'm also a business owner, and I have to make sure that we have enough resources to do it. So every now and then we have to adjust the prices of Nozbe. Um, the price of Nozbe starting from February will increase a little bit. So it will start not from $8 or euros per month. It will start with 9. So by just $1 or euro, we've increased the price of Nozbe. Um, so this new pricing starts in February. So but because you're a great listener and a great customer, you can still extend your Nozbe account for a year now in January before February. So I'm giving you a heads up uh, uh, for the old price, for the current prices. So make sure to do it now. So make sure to extend your account now so that you can benefit from all these new features and also AI in Nozbe already this year without having a price hike. Again, it's going to be a small price hike, but it's there. I want to make sure that that we have cash flow to reinvest in the company, to reinvest in the team. We're going to be hiring a programmer or two this year, so we're going to have some spending to do, and we want to make sure that we can do it so that we can improve the app faster for all of you. Uh, and speaking of that, when I was doing the pricing, I saw that our current pricing is good, but it has some flaws in how it's calculated, and I wanted to improve it, also simplify it a little bit. So what I did, again, I put the current pricing to Claude AI and create a project like this and put the information about the pricing, our philosophy, how we want to price things. And I asked it questions, let's try this, let's try that. And it was so easy. It was so great that I could ask AI questions and it could propose new pricing for me. It would offer some suggestions, some improvements. Also, it understood from the context that Nozbe is a software as a service company. So it would compare our pricing to some competitors or some other, industry standards and let me know if this is a good practice or not good practice, all of that. Again, great feedback loop and great way for me to start experimenting with new pricing to make sure that I get the pricing right. And I think I did. I think you will like the new pricing, even though it's a bit higher, but you will like it. But again, if you want to extend your Nozbe account for a year with the current prices, make sure to do it right now in January. The new prices start in February. So second thing, I saw Tomek, my CTO, come alive thanks to AI. Tomek is a very, very smart guy. He was my first hire actually back in 2008. So he really has been working with me all these years, and he's very, very smart, very intelligent, and he's the CTO. So he has all the history of Nozbe. He knows everything. But it was annoying for him very often that he couldn't dive and help programmers because he, for example, didn't know some current things on some current context in our code, because our code is really complicated because we have Nozbe app, which is simple to use, but it's an app for all the platforms on iOS, Android, on the web, on the desktop. So there are so many things. So he was very, very often frustrated that he couldn't help right away. He couldn't, get the context quickly. With AI, he can, because now Claude AI understands our code, knows our code. We have trained it on our code, and Tomek can very quickly dive deep into something, ask AI about specific feature or in our app, and he can quickly understand the context of it and where the code is and how it is, and he can offer suggestions and help. For him, I think it was biggest the biggest change. Like he came alive at this past year. Like he understood that, wow, with I really get superpowers. I can be the CTO I always wanted to be. I can be a CTO that understands the code, and if he doesn't, he can ask Claude to help him understand the code, so that he can really then use his knowledge to give advice and give and support our development process. So again, perfect. And also, I think one of the benefits of using AI on productivity, it's better work preparation. Like very often when we try to get something done, we go with the flow. We kind of hallucinate a little bit ourselves as people. But with having AI and knowing that you will use AI as a partner, you create better. You prepare yourself better. So just like today for this podcast, as I mentioned, notes for this podcast are 1,500 words. So I did like really thorough notes, and they are all notes that I wrote personally with these fingers. So I wrote really notes based on how I wanted this to go about. But then later, I asked AI to create this presentation. I asked AI to use these notes for something else, to summarize it. To like, I asked AI later for many things based on these notes, but I had to prepare these notes first. So I think the preparation, and also very often people, when they work solo. They work just themselves. So they're not used to delegating tasks. And everybody knows, like who's been a manager like myself, that to delegate a task properly, you have to prep it a little bit. You have to make sure that you exactly uh, convey what you want the person to do, how you want it done, or which kind of outcome you're expecting, and which timeline, all that. And with AI, if you start delegating to AI, you start really um, experiencing that you have to prepare better. So you have to prepare better, but then you get better outcomes. Then AI can be really helpful and can be really good for you. So to summarize, do I see AI as a threat or opportunity? I mean, I think the answer is quite obvious. It's an opportunity, but only when you slowly learn to work with it. Only when you learn how to collaborate with AI, how to really prepare better, so you can delegate better tasks to the AI, how you can ask good questions. And I think it's like you become a better, like a more inquisitive person, I think, and um, you can feed your curiosity, when you talk to AI. And of course, AI saves you time. Like it's incredible how much time is being saved. So because again, you get rid of the chores, of the tedious tasks. You can delegate most of your tedious tasks to AI. Isn't that great? Then the rest of the time you're focused by like doing your productivity, your creativity. You are doing great work thanks to AI. So I think it's amazing. I think it's a great progress. And this way you can discover true value of AI. AI can be really helpful if used right. If you learn to work slowly with it, if you learn how to use it, if you learn how to delegate tasks to it, and it's 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 really beneficial, and it's really great for asking questions. So if you want to learn more about our ideas for AI, our plans and dreams, how AI can help you get more productive with Nozbe, make sure to subscribe, to sign up for our webinar on the 10th of February. So Tuesday, February 10th. And so go to nozbe.com/webinar. You will see all the details there and be able to sign up for this webinar. And remember, there is new pricing in February. So make sure, if you're a Nozbe customer, to extend your account now. Even if your account is, renews many months ahead, you can still extend today using today's prices. This way, you get 1 year more with today's prices. I give you heads up because I value you. You are a great customer. You've made it happen that I can celebrate 19 years of Nozbe. I'm really thankful for it. I do appreciate it, and I never take it for granted. I'm so happy that I get to do this job, and I get to help you get things done. And that's why I'm giving you a heads up so we can extend with special price with the current price, and only after February you'll be charged. Whenever you'll be charged, to be charged with the new prices. But still, thank you for your support. Thanks for using Nozbe, and I'm looking forward to meeting you, to seeing you on our webinar at nozbe.com/webinar, so we can discuss more of the AI features and the AI ideas. Yeah, have a great 2026. I know it's going to be very exciting for us because we also have, apart from AI, we have great new features lined up, customizable sidebar, the redesigned task list. Like, we have cool things that we've been working on in 2025, which we haven't shipped yet, but we're testing now. So it's all going to be amazing in this year. So this year, I think it's going to be a breakthrough year for Nozbe and for our customers, and it's going to be great. So make sure to sign up for our webinar. Make sure to extend your Nozbe account for a year using today's prices in January, and see you later. And thanks again for supporting our show, supporting Nozbe. It means a lot to me. Thank you for being an amazing listener of the No Office podcast. Every other Wednesday, we meet to talk about productivity and hybrid lifestyle, because we believe that work is not a place to go. It's a thing to do. As a special gift only to No Office podcast listeners, when you sign up for Nozbe using this link, nozbe.com/podcast, you'll get $30 of credits, which you can use to upgrade to Nozbe Premium. Nozbe helps thousands of smart business owners and their teams get their professional and private life organized in a single app in a simple way. And Nozbe is free for up to 3 active projects and 3 people on your team. So start today and claim your free bonus credits, which you will later need to upgrade to unlimited projects. Once again, thank you for being an amazing listener. Thanks for your support and for spreading the word about our No Office podcast and Nozbe. See you and hear you in the next episode, and in the meantime, claim your bonus credits here.